Okay,
Gay Waterhouse stable should be very happy.
Gay Waterhouse is just over there. Simon, grab her. Gay, don't you run away. Let Simon have a taught you. Simon O'Donnell's now with Gay Waterhouse as we see Electronic swoop to the lead to beat Hallowdale in the Group 1 Ranvet Stakes.
Thanks very much, Kent. Gay, sensational.
A sensational win because he got pocketed on the turn. There wasn't much pace along the back, and when he asked of her, she just kept giving all the way. The owners of Pharaoh were standing next to me, and we were cheering on one side, and I said, well, there's congratulations on one side and commiserations on the other.
Commiserations on the other, and also it lifts your mood after the last race with Magic of Sydney as well.
It does, but that's racing. You can't dwell on it. You've got to say on to the next race.
On to the next race, and I'm sure you will be. Good on you, Gay. Congratulations. Kenny, it's well back to you.
Thank you, Simon. And with the late scratching of Doremus, obviously the divs were knocked around. Number 6 Electronic will pay $2.10 for the win. It's not up yet. I think it's $1.04 a place, so we'll see that in a moment. We'll reserve the place dividend for the winner. Number 9 was second Hallowdale, will pay $3.30. And number 5 Alcove third will pay $2.60. As we take a break, as we watch Electronic return to scale on today's edition of the Wide World of Sports.
At Rose Hill, it was the Ranvis Stakes. Electronic paid $2.10 and $1.40. Hallowdale paid $3.30. Alcove paid $2.60. And didn't you like Kenny Callender's line? Electronic trained by Gay Waterhouse. He saw her in the background and said to Simon O'Donnell, there she is, there's Gay Waterhouse, grab her. It's the best offer I've heard for a while. Today, we've been following the action from Maui's side of the Coca-Cola Way.
Exhilarating images there from the island of Maui, and I think one man who's more comfortable around the turf as opposed to the surf is Ken Callender. He's got the good oil on the big Group 1 event for fillies and mares, the $300,000 Coolmore Classic. As for Simon, I don't know whether he's got time to chase the surf.
Max, you're right on my count. I swim like a rock. But Simon, well, we're both winning today. It's novelty day. We're both winning. Simon, you've got tipper's disease. People think you know what you're talking about out here.
People will actually think at home, and I thank you very much for it, that I know what I'm talking about, which is amazing. I may have some credibility finally in this caper, but I'm absolutely thrilled, mate. We've stuck together a bit today, and we've done all right.
You've come a long way since you tipped the scratching that Moonee Valley.
Yeah, but that was just for fun. You've got to have fun on television. Live television's good for you.
What are you tipping?
I'm tipping Talander. I'll stick with Melbourne in the Freedman camp. I think she's going to be too good for them.
I'm going for Chlorophyll. Let's see what prices they are. $7.50 Talander, Simon's pick. Light Up the World, $10. $7.50 Shane. $10 for Chlorophyll. $21 for Mad Cheverle, $11 Pont au Lac, $41 So Keen, $3.80 the favourite Peruzzi from Brisbane, $17 Bionic Best, Futile $41, I sold at 26, Moments Pleasure a roughie $34, $17 Destruct, 41 Vigil, that's good odds, 26 Dipping, 26 Vital Consent. The Emergencies, they didn't get a run. Big field though, as we take a break, and we'll be back to watch them in action in the Coolmore Classic on the Wide World of Sports.
Gardens. Here is the Coolmore Classic. Here's Kenny to tell us a little more.
Yeah, thanks, Max. $50 million. Simon hasn't quite got that in his kick, but he's going all right. Before we start, mate, I should tell viewers, Pete Timms, the New Zealand jockey, got a month for causing that interference to Magic of Sydney in the Todman Slipper trial. He rode the Kiwi Batavian, and I spoke to Ray Murray, the chief steward, and he told me that Darren Beedman on Flavour actually had very, very little to do with it, with the interference in the wash-up of it all.
I reckon we're pretty good judges on all that, Ken.
That's what we told him, mate.
But they've been in the mounting yard and they've also gone, but I'm not going any different to the top weight Talander with Stephen King on board. But I must admit, I think there is a danger, and I'm going down the weights a little bit to number 13, Destruct from the Hawks stable.
OK, I'm sticking with Chlorophyll. I don't know if I'll need it if it gets beat, but it's showing at odds of 10 to 1 or $11. From the top, Talander $7.50. Light Up the World $10 out to 11. $7 for Shame, 11 for Chlorophyll, 26 for Mad Cheverle. Pont au Lac $12, 41 So Keen. Peruzzi a hot favourite, $3.60 now, $3.60 for $1 investment. $15 Bionic Best, 51 Futile, 26 Isolda, Moment's Pleasure 40 to 1, Destruct $16, $17, Vigil $41, Dipping 31, Vital Consent 26. The reserves Ad Astra, Misty Dawn and Talaga were not required. Okay, I wonder what tactics our jockeys will use in a race like this. Shane Dye is a man who knows how to ride the 1500 from Rose Hill in a big field. Here he is.
Race 7, the Group 1 Kilmore Classic over 1,500 metres. It's a big advantage to draw in because you don't want to get caught wide. This is a race where there's about 10 or 12 chances and luck and running's going to be very vital. Watch a horse called Peruzzi, ridden by Mick Dittman. She'll be up on the pace. I'm on a horse called Pontour Lass and she'll be finishing very, very strongly.
Okay, that was Shane Dye telling us what he's going to do in the Coolmore Classic. Such a big field, tactics are important. Remember that there's 16 runners and John Tapp will have his work cut out here, but I'm sure he'll handle it. Here he is, Johnny Tapp.
It's the Group 1 Coolmore Classic, 1,500 metres under grey skies at Rose Hill Gardens, and they're all set.
In 6 as quick as you can.
They look good. Mad Cheverl wants to move around a bit in the gate.
Be ready.
Off and running in the Coolmore Classic, a magnificent start. It's going to be hard to find a leader. Talander and Chlorophyll are amongst those leaders. Mad Cheverl jumped away very quickly. Just behind them on settling down, Shame is going to hold a forward spot on the inside of Moment's Pleasure, followed by Peruzzi, and then Vital Consent, Bionic Bess, getting up along the fences, dipping at the 1,200 mark, a gap then to Destruct, followed by So Keen, Light Up the World, well back Isolda, followed by Vigilant, Futile and Pontal Lasses last in the run to the first corner. 1,000 out the top weight, Talander went to the lead by a length to Chlorophyll. In third place, Shame on the inside of Peruzzi, getting in to be one off the fence. Moving up 3 deep as Bionic Bess around Mad Cheverl and Dipping, followed by Moment's Pleasure, Destruct and Vital Consent. Off the track, So Keen, a gap then to Isolda, followed by Light Up the World, Vigilant, Futile and Pontal Lass last as they come to the turn. Talander's in front, nearly a length to Chlorophyll, 2.5 to Shame and Peruzzi. They're both getting lovely runs behind the pace, followed by Bionic Bess and then Dipping, Moment's Pleasure. Further back, Mad Cheverl, Destruct, So Keen, Vital Consent, Light Up the World, Isolda and Futile. Heads a turn for home. Talander, the leader. Chlorophyll has raced up to grab her. 2 lengths away. Shame about to be hooked out. Peruzzi under the whip, not doing enough. And then Bionic Bess and Dipping at the 200. Chlorophyll raced to the lead in the Max Lees colours. Shame about to get to second. Bionic Bess wide out, running on strongly. But Chlorophyll is clear with 100 to go. This mare has grown a leg in recent weeks and she's going to bolt in. It's Chlorophyll, a brilliant winner over Bionic Bess. Shame will get third in front of Talander. So Keen wide out, then Destruct, Pontal Lass, Vigil, followed by Peruzzi, Vital Consent, Isolda, Light Up the World, Dipping, Moment's Pleasure, Mad Cheverl and Futile last in the Group 1 Coolmore Classic for 1996.
Simon, that's one for Kenny, Simon. When they cantered, she was always going to be hard to beat. And Chlorophyll, John Marshall sat outside the lead, shot away, and mate, Daylight was second.
Why wouldn't it be second? That's a good pick, John. She's just done a fantastic job. She jumped from 7 and perfectly ridden by Johnny Marshall. He skipped when he wanted to skip. There wasn't any pressure on. He pressured Talander all way. She was gone at this stage. They were starting to run over the top. A noted run by Bionic Bess, but by gee, Chlorophyll was never in danger.
She won easily. Bionic Bess got home well there to run second. Shame has just held on for third ahead of Talander. And down the outside was So Keen. But there's another picture of John Marshall in action. This is the 4th time Max Lees from Newcastle has won the Coolmore Classic, and that's a great training feat. Max has won it previously with Flitter last year, with Quicksilver Cindy in 1991, and he won it with Satin Sand way back in 1986. So 4 times in 10 years, a great race for Maxie Lees, and I thought it wasn't a bad race either. Chlorophyll, J Marshall first, as we take a break after the running of the Coolmore Classic.
Max, Golden Slipper time seems to bring out your best.
Yes, Simon, it's been a lucky time for me this time of the year for a while now. I won that slipper in 77 and I've won this race now on 4 occasions.
Now, the slipper in 77 was a fair horse, Luskin Star.
He was. I wished I had him in it this year, Simon.
Best 2-year-old you've ever had?
Oh, yes, by far.
Now, talking of the 4 best winners of this, we've seen Chlorophyll get up today. That was a very impressive win.
It was a very good win, and I thought she was weighted right up to her best, like having 54.5 in this race, because she'd only won the Liverpool City Cup, was the only listed race she'd won, and she went up in the weights quick, but she's had 3 runs this time in for 3 wins. She's come back, you know, really, really good.
You think she's the best of your 4 winners?
Probably her performance today was probably the best. The way Flitter come from last year and won it. So her win was quite good too.
One thing we did learn today, you've got a pretty close association with that Kenny Callender fella.
That's right. That's right, yeah. He's a pretty good mate of mine, Ken.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Max?
Sometimes it's all right.
I reckon it is all right. He was on the winner, and please, enjoy it. It was a good win.
Thanks, Simon. Thank you.
Well, we've seen the best of Maxie Lees today. We're going to see a lot more. Kenny, it's back to you.
Good on you, Simon. We've certainly seen the best of you. You've all made us very, very wealthy here today with all your tips. Done very well. The sports results and those big scores have been piling up on the desk for Ian Maurice. Let's give him a chance to clear a few of them out of the way.
9 and 3, Chlorophyll $10 even and $3.20. Bionic Best $5.10 and Shame $2.50. Now, tomorrow night's World Cup cricket final between...
Maxie Walker, whether you got any money out of all those tips out there at Rose Hill today?
Well, I got some very good tips, but I think my pockets won't be topped up quite as much as the lads. I think the message is there fairly loud and clear now, Kenny. We've got to stay close to Simon and Ken Callender because they've been absolutely extraordinary today. Boys, how much did you win down there?
Mum's the word, Simon, isn't it? How much did we win?
Well, mum's the word. I'd be very disappointed if there was a disgruntled punter at home this afternoon, Ken, because I think as a combination, this is the best day we have ever had together.
Clever fellas, aren't we?
We are clever little dicks. Don't you worry about that.
Back to you, Maxie.
Hey, their credibility is absolutely sky high. Thank you very much, fellas. And Kenny, I'll be back in the chair next to you next week. Looking forward to it.
Good on you, Max. And as they say in the classics, you're only as good as your last game. Before we go on today's show, a reminder to rugby league fans that the Sunday Footy Show returns next week. If you're in Sydney and would like to be part of the audience, then ring 9906 8352 on Monday morning between the hours of 9 and 11 o'clock. That's all we have time for this afternoon. Don't forget Sports Sunday tomorrow afternoon, a terrific show, including a special report with the cricketing umpire, Darryl Hare. Thanks for having us around to your place. Until next time, bye for now.
In local and international sport in 1996. Wide world of sports. Still the one.